Welcome back to the Youth Academy RTG. Thank you for all of your support and feedback, most importantly, on episode 1 of Season 7. Today is episode 2 of Season 7, and we will be making signings today. Not only that, we'll be ending the transfer window and finishing the month of August with Newcastle away and Southampton at home to come before the end of that window. However, we're looking to improve in a number of areas, and we will do that. Not only do I have that to bring to you, I also have the fan objectives that you guys would like me to achieve this year. They are, have one player top one of the leaderboards in the Champions League by the end of the group stage, i.e. someone be top goal scorer, top assists getter, or top clean sheet keeper. With regards, 7 headers or volleys in all competitions from Cameron. Adil would like us to do the triple-double, which is have 3 players achieve double digits in both goals and assists. I think we would have done that last year. I think. Finn says score 4 stoppage time goals that either give us a win or a draw. So a result-changing goal in, well, he called it cheese time, but it's more commonly known as Fergie time, obviously. Then Ben says we should reach Wembley at least once in the season, that being Carabao Cup final or FA Cup semis at least, because of course the semi-finals of the FA Cup are played at Wembley. Really weird that Ben's username was Ben_RW and he wanted me to reach Wembley. It satisfied me, that. Alan Sant Minimum, rather than Alan Sant Maxima, says get 10 points in the Champions League group stage, which is definitely doable, we pray, but that depends on who is in said Champions League group stage, and we'll find that out throughout the course of today as well. You guys wanted me to sign the regen of not James Milner, but the Gundogan regen, and not the Ander Herrera regen either. So Baumann will be the one that we sign from Bordeaux. And I am umming and ahhing still about whether I do or don't bring in the Fikayo Tomori regen from AC Milan. At the minute, I'm really unsure as to whether it's something I want to do, considering I'd like to continue to start Francisco da Costa, our potential to be special. You want Jose Paz? Our potential to be special youngster who through fantastic performances has grown phenomenally well and deserves to fight for his place in the Champions League. So I don't know if I'm going to do that yet. I haven't made a decision at this stage, but certainly we're going to bring Milo Baumann in. He only wants rotation. He's going to start ahead of Javi Parra because he'll have room to grow more so than the peaked Javi Parra will have available to it. And it was 11 grand. Oh, you're a dream, sir. You're an absolute dream. Welcome to the club. Milo Baumann, your Ilkay Gundogan regen joins. Milo Baumann in £25 million is a snip for a player that surely is going to grow really, really well. It's come to my attention as well that, you know, we signed Patrick Guy from West Ham. Turns out he's actually a regen. Not of a real life player, but of Scott Underwood, the Patreon player. I didn't even know that was a thing. But Scott's regen guy came through the West Ham youth system, and we've now signed him. Not on my radar to do such a thing, but do such a thing we have done. So he's in. And then Baumann is in as well now. CM to CDM in his positions. His tackling isn't amazing, but if we train him, well, basically he's going to be good everywhere. So I'll try and train him as an all-rounder. Guy can push forward a little bit, and hopefully that strengthens us in the longer term. We'll go and play Newcastle. We should find out what the Champions League draw is either before then or between Newcastle and Southampton. Lyon have bid for Patrick Guy already. Because I signed him on a pre-contract technically last year, it's registering as him being available this. Get out of it, you're not having him. Richardson has already grown to 81 this season, which is phenomenal. Juan Carlos Navarro is not available for transfer, thank you, AC Milan. He's a potential to be special striker as well. Got 2 potential to be special strikers. Manchester City have come in for Harley Cooper. Get out of it. He stays, thank you very much. Right, let's get Newcastle done. Keep ourselves in the hunt for top 4 again for next season. Ultimately, if we could get top 4 last year and we're going to improve, we've got to try and put up a title fight this year, haven't we? Albeit we were about 17 points shy of the title last season. But we significantly improved from Season 1 in the Premier League to Season 2 in the Premier League to Season 3 in the Premier League. So we should aim to do the same again. Right, I'm going to go and play Newcastle. It will be the first outing of our brand new away kit as well. Hervé Fischer, Presnel Kimpembe, Brandon Bolton and João Mario sit in front of Will Hillier. Fratesi, Moretti and Kefren Turam still in their midfield. Leao da Silva is a new player for them. Centre forward. Can play right mid or right wing as well. Portuguese. Oh, we haven't looked at his birthday yet, but we can't find anyone that matches his position. So I don't know if he's a regen of anyone in particular, or if he's just bloody amazing as someone that's come through someone's youth academy. They've signed Bolton, the centre-back that starts, the guy that we had on our shortlist from Leeds, the Chris Smalling regen. They've also signed Clerc. If you remember, he was a French goalkeeper at, we'll say, Vallecano, and he was the Hugo Lloris regen. They've signed him to be backup to 89 rated now, Will Hillier. Baumann, excellent first introduction to his new teammates to intercept that. And Fleming, probably actually could have been able to go all the way through of his own, but I went for the pass to Salinas and I couldn't quite make it. Oh no. Don't. No! Who's this guy? Who's he? 87 rated. We've no idea who he's a regen of. He might be his own individual Portuguese god. Who's he? Where's he come from? Leao da Silva. 27, 28 yards plus. Wham. I'm 1-0 down. Fratesi, da Silva, Kefren Turam. Nicely attempted, but it doesn't quite work for them. Get rid. Saw everybody closing in there and thought, just get rid of it, Ches. Don't do it again, please, Leao. Oh, you spawny sons of bitches. Well, it's payback, I guess. We got 2 rebounds, goals, and all of the luck against Newcastle in one of the games last year. And, well, they are returning the favour. Oh, Kefren Turam through the gap to Manu Tuchena. And excellent cross, but not spectacular shot from you there, Manu. Sorry, mate. Now we'll send Salah. Salah tried to send Salinas. Salinas will send Edwards. And Tommy! Just had to get it on target, and surely it was going to go in. It has done. Probably shouldn't celebrate it quite so wildly. We're still behind. We need another one at least, please. Edwards. Oh, good dribbling. Love that. Fleming. I'll dink it. And Nacho's in for Nacho Salinas. Is not first goal of the game. Salah will deliver. And it's terrible. It's not going to find anyone. Nacho, I need you to find the back of the net there, please, pal. He is Nacho score. Not. Oh, I tried a pun and it failed miserably. He is Nacho goal scorer because Tom Edwards is our goal scorer. At the double, it's 2-2 in the 36th minute. This is turning into a decent game, isn't it? Moretti picked off. It's loose from Newcastle in their midfield. Got such a good team on paper. At the minute, Tom Edwards might have himself a first half hat-trick. Oh! And does he in style? I'm so sorry, Will. You just can't seem to keep a clean sheet against us. But Tommy bags a hat-trick. It's 3-2 in the 40th minute. We are flying at St James's Park. Although we had to kind of nosedive to then have this sharp incline. I don't care, we're winning now. That's a lovely one too. Was meant for Sissoko, don't care. Tom Edwards could be in again. Bolton is the man back. To be fair, he held his position well to ensure I couldn't get it to Tom Edwards. And Salah can't find the top corner. But they've given it away. And still, Edwards. Nacho first time. Oh, can't find the target. What's happened to Nacho Salinas? He can't score today. Salah back to Sissoko. Nacho's there. Salah's gone again. Oh, Look at the gap in the middle, though. Newcastle, what is wrong with your defensive line today? Oh, and Tom Edwards is just ruining absolutely everyone. He has the potential to be special. He's been really good for us, but now he's hitting that upper echelon of truly world-beating players. I think we have ourselves now one of the world's best. To Silva, Manu, given away. Oh, but Manu's done really well, and so's Ruben Richardson. What an interception. They got lucky with one of their goals earlier, Newcastle. They nearly got lucky with a third goal for them to get them back level. No, not back level, back in the game and try and get themselves level. At the minute, they don't look likely of doing so with 2 goals the gap and not a massive amount of time left in the game. And the gap's not 2 goals anymore. That might go down as a Kimpembe own goal. I'm not sure if Nacho's first initial shot was on target. Definitely took a deflection. We'll see if it was on target from the replay, but this has been a sensational game at St James's Park. I think it might just have been sneaking in the bottom corner. Might be a good angle for it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would have been going in anyway. So Nacho Salinas with the 5th goal of our time here in the Northeast. And Newcastle, after starting unbelievably well, have then just fallen overboard. I need to have a look and see if this Leao da Silva guy is a regen of anyone in particular. I don't think that he is, judging by player positions from other players in the game. But at 87 rated, there's minimal people he could be a regen of to get that high. Leao da Silva is an absolute monster, but our monster's bigger. Tom Edwards 4, us 5, Newcastle 2. He is a Rafa regen. Rafa Silva was born on May 17th, so he is a Rafa regen. But Rafa, as a player, is down by default as a right wing, is he? Oh, he's not. He's had right wing added. So on FIFA, he's down as a centre forward and a right mid. On FIFA, he's down as a right winger. Oh, sorry, on FUT, he's down as a right winger that also has centre forward and right mid. So positionally, it hasn't quite made sense, but he is a Rafa regen who's only got 83 potential. But this guy's 87 already and flying. He was truly impressive in that game, and certainly someone we can maybe think about buying at some point. But Nacho Salinas is going to continue to grow, so we're going to continue to put faith in him. Premier League Golden Boot winner last season, of course. Ziegler can go out on loan, but you're not going to buy him, well, that's for damn sure. So we'll keep going. I'm just waiting for the Champions League group stage to be drawn. That might not happen until the beginning of September, but I'm sure it's got to happen sooner rather than that. Match is rescheduled. That might be it then. A bid for Houghton from Montreal. Yep. Loan to buy for Min J.O. No. I thought he was already out on loan somewhere. I'm sure Min J.O.'s already out on loan somewhere. Or is it just that he's grown by one already? He's grown by one already. But we're going to send him out on loan. Right, has the Champions League group been drawn then? Because we've got a couple of rescheduled games. It has. We have Borussia Dortmund. Oh my God. Dortmund, AC Milan. Bloody hell. And Zagłębie from Poland. Zagłębie Lubin. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. I will double check my pronunciation on Forvo. But whoa, Dortmund and AC Milan getting out of the group stage is not going to be easy in the Champions League for the first time in our career, is it? But if you don't mind, I'm going to put that Leao da Silva on my shortlist. He's only 20. He's valued at £84 million. He's a monster already. And you never know, we might end up with him at our club at some point. Isaac Morris, by the way, back on my shortlist now. I don't have any intention of signing him. 99 acceleration, 99 sprint speed. I feel like he'd just break the game. But value is 173. They apparently would agree a deal for about 143, but I'm not looking to sign him anyway. Carter Little, I've decided I am going to try and buy. The Fikayo Tomori regen, I've decided I will bring in. We'll bid 20. We'll see what they want. 21.1, done. Now, he's not going to start. He doesn't start for AC Milan. To be fair, he will start for me in Cup and European competition. So actually, he's now going to play against his parent team because he's going to play for me in the Champions League. He wants the important. I tried to get into it. Take rotation. He won't. That's fine. When it comes to waste, he's on £2,400. I mean, come on, give the lad. He only wants £2,500. No, come on, mate. I can't do it. I can't do it. You can have 32.5 grand. I just can't bring myself to be like, okay, yeah, I'll give you 2.5 grand, Mr. 79 rated player on a 5-year deal. That's just taking the piss. I'm not going to take the piss. Carter Little, the Fikayo Tomori regen is in. We also have the Ilkay Gundogan regen in. And we haven't made a habit of signing regens in this save, but they are now the players that are in and the latest additions to the squad. And Little will go onto the bench and into the starting lineup for the rotation side. Southampton with Edouard Mendy in goal still. Luca Pellegrini taps over Vasquez and Miguel Gutierrez, so new fullback for them. Locatelli and Sangare, Neto, McAtee, Luis Diaz and Aiden up top. Their front four looks the same. That two midfield pivot, they're both 86 rated. Southampton had a really good season last year, challenged for European football. I can't recall. I think they fell short in the end. They might have Conference League football. They may have replicated me on the second channel and finished 7th, actually. I finished 7th 2 years in a row with Southampton in the career mode now, but I think they replicated that. Regardless, it's not going to be easy to play against them here, but if we can channel whatever we did at St James's Park, we'll be fine. Look at the run, look at the run. Patrick Guy is showing some good skills already. Salah with the delivery. Oh, Edward, I hate you. What a goal that would have been. It would have been the first volley of the season for the fan objective. And wow, it would have been a stunner as well. Nacho can't get there with a header. Salah will knock this down. Oh, and unfortunately, Calhoun gets there ahead of Bauman, but Bauman's won it back. Go on, young man. Milo into Alex Salah. Alex Salah to Edwards. Nacho's there, and he spun the defender, but he can't get the shot away. Calls for a penalty, but nothing given, and rightly so. Milo Bauman is turning into an absolute specimen in midfield, though. His interception, seemingly a second to none. Salinas looking for Edwards to score again, but still no opening goal for us here. Luis Diaz in behind, using that pace, but not in the best of positions at the minute, waiting for support. It's deflected. Oh my God, what a goal that would have been. They still haven't scored. This season is already a cracker, and we're only 3 games in. We would have had, well, we already have had a goal of the season contender in one game. We could have had 2 goal of the season contenders in the next game, but neither of them went in. Neto. Oh, it's a lovely through ball. Calhoun. McAtee. Shouldn't have opened my bloody mouth, should I? It might not actually make a highlight, but earlier I criticised. I pointed out that McAtee was by far the weak point in their forward 4, being 80 rated, around 83, 5 and 93 rated players. And of course, he's the one that scores! Oh, it's a good finish too. We are 1-0 down at Patreon Park. Uh-oh. We might need some cheesy time in this. It's Luis Diaz. And away, please, Romero. Actually, nearly fumbled by his keeper into the striker. Immediately, Romero apologises, but I think it's the keeper that should be apologising to him. Nearly 2-0 to the Saints, but thankfully we keep it at just a 1. Around the corner, Sissoko. Oh, it's going to open up for Tommy. Tommy's going to need Nacho here. And Nacho, surely in a similar fashion to how Southampton scored theirs, brings us back on level terms just 5 minutes into the second half. This Premier League season is going to be one for the history books. Luis Diaz. He's run straight into Sissoko, who's under pressure. Not only is he under pressure, he's made a mistake. Locatelli. Richardson saves my bacon. Southampton nearly within 4 minutes, immediately back in front again. Locatelli to take the corner short, yes. Pedro Neto's come across. They've got the man on the edge of the box to look at. We might go back to Locatelli here. Patrick Guy's doing his hardest to try and slow them down, which he's done well, and then Fleming's in the way. Whew! An early scare after getting ourselves back in the game. We were nearly out of it again right away. Oh, Patrick You just did really well, and then you nearly fluffed it for me, pal. Neto through the gap. Calhoun, keeper's there, deflected. No, it's McAtee again! Tried to get there with Francisco, and despite being 6 foot plus, 6'4" plus, he just can't quite extend that leg far enough. Southampton are back in front in this game, and just not able to get there. Yep. This Premier League season could well be the most competitive of all time. It only took 81 points to win the Premier League last year because everybody was taking points off everyone else. Don't be surprised if the league winner this year is even less. This league is incredibly competitive now. And even those sides that ordinarily you would expect not really to be anywhere near the title picture won't be, but they'll certainly be involved in a European picture, and that will be taking points off those top teams. I'm trying to build here and find myself an equaliser of my own again. Patrick go with a nice touch. Edwards has Salinas again, and we might get the equaliser. We do. Nacho at the double this time. Tom Edwards turns provider, and yep, one for the history books. Falls backwards. Pellegrini forward from fullback. They're going to need to get the ball into the middle, otherwise the referee's going to call time. Neto to Aiden. It could happen now. It won't. Tame from McAtee. He could have had a hat-trick. He could have stolen it in the last second, but not able to do so. A 2-2 draw at Patreon Park, having to come from behind twice, just as we did in the last game. Still slightly concerned with the fact that we're conceding as many goals as we are, but hopefully Francisco will grow a little bit more in the not too distant future. Richardson will continue to grow, and we will solidify defensively as we progress. Right, transfer deadline day on the way, with more youngsters on their way out. George Houghton going to Montreal. Lots of free agent talk. Jakob Herrmann might be going to Spurs. Don't know who he might be a region of at striker, cam and centre forward. Maybe you guys could have a look into that for me. Francisco Trincao might be going to Newcastle, and Morgan Rogers might be going to West Ham. That'd be a strange one. Owen Wijndal has come to the Premier League to Wolves. And that is it so far of note of those three. Christian Romero moves from Tottenham to Borussia Mönchengladbach. That's a big one. Paz loan deal from Fiorentina. Ta very much. That's exactly what we wanted for him as well. As we progress further through, Artur Teata has now left Manchester United to go to Valencia. Now when Perez leaves Leicester to go back to Spain to Athletic Club de Bilbao this time. Charlie Patino might be leaving Liverpool to go to Nice or Salernitana, apparently. I'd be happy to see the back of Lorenzo Pellegrini at Leeds, if I'm honest, because he's been very, very good for them against me. 50 million is what's paid for Charlie Patino as well. Navarro is going to go out on loan. Sevilla want to buy him. We will say no. He does have potential to be special, of course, as we've mentioned before, but we'll get him out on loan. Gabriel Slanina, sorry. So Milos Kerkez is the third biggest deal of the transfer deadline day so far. Not of the window, of course, because the graphic doesn't show that, because logic. Bid for Napoli for Maxime Walter on loan as well. I will delegate that to just a loan if they want him, although I am absolutely hoping to recall him if I need to. Pellegrini's gone. I'm pleased with that. That's good news for the league for us. Means that Leeds will be less competitive now. We've got Paz, I think that is going out on loan to Fiorentina, so he's going to Italy, and that hopefully will do him the world of good as well. We've got a number of squad players that could really grow well out on loan this year. Edson Cruz, centre forward, free agent, Brazilian. Bobby? Question mark. Caleb Okoli going potentially to Manchester United. Manuel Ugarte potentially coming to the Premier League to Chelsea. That might be real life as well. As oh no, Chelsea pulled out. He's going to PSG. Or is that someone else? I can't remember. Pellegrini now the second biggest deal of the day. Per Schurz goes to PSG. Dennis Serkin goes to Brighton. Navarro's left. Facundo Pellistri has moved from Stuttgart to somewhere else that disappeared off my screen. Juan Carlos Navarro goes to New York City. It's a chaotic transfer deadline day, isn't it? For sure. But we've done all of our business early. Walter will go out on loan to Napoli, but we can always recall him if we need to. Esteban Lopez, I'm trying to sell, so he can go there. That would be great. And Paz confirmed, as we saw. Pellistri went to Almeria in Spain. Oh! Rob the Regen from FC Köln in Germany to Augsburg in Germany. Rob has moved. The Patreon player, not the Regen, apologies, slip of the tongue. He's gone. Aurelien Chouameni from Madrid to... Oh, Ross said coming for Patrick Guy. From Madrid to Leverkusen is an intriguing one. Obviously, in real life, Real Madrid have just signed Jude Bellingham, haven't they? Nauf moving to Dortmund, so we may well come up against him in the next episode when we're playing against Dortmund in the Champions League. Alexis McAllister moving within the save once more, but not really a marquee move of sorts. Ugarte does join Chelsea for £59 million. A bid for Romero, which we will reject. Staying my number one left back. Thank you, Romero. It really has been a busy transfer deadline day, hasn't it? A lot going on throughout the save as well as for us. £101 million was the Chouameni price tag. Maxime Walter is going... Walter, presumably, like Arsene Wenger. Maxime Walter, French, I presume, anyway. Bid for Diogo Ferreira. Yes, he's potential to be special. We'll try and get him a one-year loan deal to Union Berlin if possible. I think there's enough time to see that go through. There's not, unfortunately. So that won't have time to go through. So transfer deadline day is going to pass. I'll show you all of the biggest deals of the window so far, as well as, of course, the Patreon players and where they've moved to. We sit second in the table after 3 games with 2 wins and a draw. If we'd have beaten Southampton, we'd have been flush at the top of the table. Not to worry. Certainly happy with second at this stage for sure. Let's have a look then at the transfer history tab and see what the biggest deals in this window this time around were. Kyle has finally escaped from LAFC. It's taken 6 years. He's gone. Moved to Inter for £192.9 million. Jovanovic, Croatian centre mid, 87 rated now for Brighton from Augsburg. Croatian centre mid, world-class potential to be special. I wonder who that could be a regen of. Rob goes to Augsburg. James Ambrose moves within the Premier League to go to Manchester United. Trent is back at Liverpool, full circle. Liverpool to Real Madrid in season 1, I think it was. Now, 88 rated and 29 years of age, back on Merseyside. Harvey Elliott to Arsenal, back to the Premier League. Diogo Jota to Leicester. Haaland has left Brighton to go to Leipzig. Rashford to Spurs. Schmidt, German goalkeeper. I'll let you put 2 and 2 together there. Fulham, to be fair, it might not be Neuer. It might be a Ter Stegen regen. Andre Silva to Manchester City. Romero leaving the Premier League. Kirkju to Liverpool. Wesley Fofana to Valencia. Biuk, I don't know anything about him. 84 rated. Bloody quick. Decent to Fiorentina. Mohamed Ali Cho to Bayern Munich, as if they didn't need any more strikers. No, that was the Southampton save. Gabriel Vega to Hoffenheim. Gonzalo Ramos joins the Premier League from West Ham. 86 rated. That will be difficult to play against. Boubacar Kamara back to the Premier League as well from Barcelona to Wolves. Lekeba goes to Barcelona from Stade Rennais. Lazetic moves within the save. Kenneth Taylor has now left Southampton. That was a man that wasn't in their starting line. I knew there was a midfielder that they didn't have. Evan Nielsen to Bayern. Well, they're still signing strikers regardless whether it's the Southampton save or this one. He's left West Ham now. Ugarte to Chelsea. Mason Mount to Brentford. Mount back in the Premier League at 86 rated for £58 million. So while Pedro leaves Tottenham, Vanderson leaves Liverpool, but of course they've got Trent to come in his place. Arda Güler is how highly rated in this save at the moment then. Arda Güler, hotly tipped in real life, 84 rated in this save at the minute to Fiorentina. Conor Gallagher leaves Brighton to go to Atletico Madrid. Barella to Leverkusen, Badiashile to Frankfurt, Pellegrini to Leipzig, pleased with that. Lebanon to Köln. Yusuf Musa goes to Leeds, that's a good signing for them. Almeida, centre-back. Brazilian, Thiago Silva regen maybe. Eder Militao pre-gen maybe, is at Real Madrid. Sulemana now at Atalanta. Sangare to Southampton, we saw that, we played against him. Benacer to Wolfsburg. Anthony Gordon to Atletico Madrid. Curtis Jones to Frankfurt. Illich to Lille. Pierre Kalulu to Tottenham, now back in to the Premier League. I think he was in the Premier League in the Southampton save. Andre Nana leaves the Premier League. Rico Lewis to Dortmund. We'll play against him this season in the Champions League, I'm sure. Fatu Isahaku leaves Aston Villa star of, I want to say the Forest save last year. Our backup star, we signed him from Burnley in that save. Going to Borussia Mönchengladbach in this. And breathe. Right, let me go and update the Patreon spreadsheet with all of your transfer moves, and we'll have a look at that as well. I do also have an email which is some bids for Fleming, or a bid for Fleming, but that is not happening. Thank you very much. Sorry, Lazio. No dice. So, Patreon boys, Jordan Forbes still at Villarreal. James has moved to Manchester United, as we saw. Will still at Newcastle, and Rob has moved to Augsburg, as we saw. Connor and Tommy chose to start at those clubs, so that's where they stay. Nick just can't seem to get himself out of Karagumruk, unfortunately. They just refused to sell him. But no one is meeting that release clause, which is what happened for Kyle. Dylan is still at Sochaux. Craig's still at Cluj. No release clause for him, so Craig is a little bit stuck at the minute. Daniel's still at Valencia. Scott's still at West Ham. Tom White released by Wimbledon. Presumably they couldn't afford his wages anymore at 91 rated. And not picked up by anyone yet. Dawson at Manchester United. Millie still at Celta Vigo. Brandon at Bruges. Liam released by Doncaster. Presumably same as Tom from Wimbledon. AJ still at Forest. Dad's still at Brighton. Manu at Newcastle. Kyle, after going on loan to LAFC Season 1 and being there since then, he is now at Inter Milan. Worth the wait, Kyle, mate. Worth the wait. Puskas still at Bilbao. Jack's still at Tottenham. My voice is gone. Matthew's still at Marseille. Aiden at Southampton. Cole at Konyaspor. They rejected a bid from Roma, intriguingly. Cole still at... Oh, no, done that. And Barnes still at Chelsea. Right. My voice needs a rest, if you don't mind. That will be all for... Oh, God. That will be all for today. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to make sure you don't miss out on any more. It's going to be a hell of a season by the opening couple, and I'll see you next time.